What's happening to Mohammed Kudus this season? 3 goals, just 1 assist.
That'd be what we see.
I think the prior to the suspension, right? Prior to the suspension, he was playing good football, but West Ham were poor under Lopetegui. He wasn't deployed right. He was playing on the left wing. He needed to come onto his right foot before he could create more. You see, Kudus thrives more on the right or through the center. But if you play him on the left, where as a typical number 11, so he has to cut in or go on the outside and bring in a cross. There were a few issues then. They were poor. West Ham were poor under Lopetegui. They weren't playing good football. The patterns of play were every. They would play simple teams, conceding 4, conceding 5.
But I think the reason why Lopetegui decided to use Kudus on the left, Jared Bowen was on the right.
Yeah.
And then he decided Crescencio Somerville purposely to use him on the left. But when Somerville arrived from Leeds United as the best player from the Championship, not really fitted into the team yet. Yet Paqueta was playing as the man behind Antonio, who was the striker. So there was no way for Kudus to play as the center, the number 10. It was sort of the call left. But there were matches when Crescencio Somerville started, and then Kudus was utilized on the right. And now Bowen, airborne number 9.
Yeah, there were a few matches
and those matches you saw said they were performing.
Yeah.
But the defense weren't also good. They were conceding a lot of goals. And that brought the sack of Julian Lopetegui. But this coach has also different philosophy.
Yeah.
We were different philosophy, bringing in a new striker in the name of Ivan Ferguson, wanted to get rid of the class 4 because Antonio had an accident and is no longer available. So he's rather playing a very defensive, offensive team. Obebo Suchek, Abo, this player from
Edison.
Mexico. No.
Alvarez.
Edson
Edson.
Alvarez. Now, at the same time, he played Lucas Paqueta. Sometimes about Lucas Paqueta as a number 9. Do you understand? Into often also, opposite or testy way fan away. So, and net testing the question ask now. So Kudus knows it's a new coach. The team is not performing, and no one is going to blame him. He does his best in terms of performance, but sometimes the catch up over elaboration and doors. Kudus takes on 1, 2, 3 players. Kudus release the ball, but Kudus sometimes doesn't release the ball early, and then and that is the only negative thing I think is about Kudus football. And I think the guy is very good to go.
Yeah, so I think that's why he struggled this season. Like Kalanga said, look. So first of all, it stems down from what the manager they do. Okay, what kind of managers he's had? He's played in 1 season. He's had 2 managers. Then before under Lopetegui, Black Stars issues, and he made it clear. He said it that things happening with the national team affected him psychologically, and that's what made him. Because that was the weekend after we were so poor. And that's what made him launch to that tackle and that suspension. 5-game ban. So he's also gone in the Premier League where he's played or he's had his minutes reduced by 5 games because of a suspension. All of these things. Yeah, all of these things have contributed to Kudus' form. And I don't think anybody is going to question his quality. I think even up to now, he's still the most valuable player for the Black Stars. I mean, he can only get better because he's like 23 or 24. He has about 10 years ahead of him to play top quality, high premium football. But
he's 25 this year.
Yeah, but he needs to find himself. He needs to calm down. He needs to. I mean, sometimes if they play, if he say he be desperate for the goals, but Michel Gona ruling it out, the frustration. Because on himself now, right now in today's football, goals and assists matter. Yeah. And last season, the way he was around 15 Premier League goal contributions, 14 or 15. He was so close to 20 Premier League goal contributions in Tiaka this season. Improve on that, but it is not quite working. So I think that Kudus himself knows. He's aware of it. He knows he needs to improve. He knows he needs to develop. But there are so many factors that affected him this season. He should just keep his head up. I mean, towards the end of the season, last 10, 12 matches, try as much. So bet me at least 5 goals, 5 assists. Be no fun pushing numbers.
I think that is the right thing.
That's the best thing to do.
If you take a look at West Ham's next matches, aside Arsenal, they're playing Leicester City, which is fair enough. You can give a great performance. Newcastle at home, Everton away, Bournemouth, Liverpool, Southampton, Brighton.
That'll be the time.
So these are matches and they're top tier matches. These are what levels at least who keep you up great performance. I'll bet me it's many at least some goals and assisting. Because the last time Kudus scored was against Brighton. Acquisition or mobile draw 1-1. From that time he hasn't been able to score. But he plays regularly in the team. But
20
it boils up to the fact that the team is
20 games this season.